I'm Spencer. And this is The Itch.
Yeah, son!
And we're here to do a review of
What?
Bioshock Infinite.
I'm all late. I'm just getting my stretch on, don't mind me.
It's a game developed by Irrational Games and published by 2K Games.
2K?
This is the third in the Bioshock series, I believe, right?
Yes.
If you're not counting like System Shocks as anything related.
Spiritual successors
Kind of.
made by the same person.
And we both have beaten this game.
Yes.
So we thought we'd kind of give our
Have you ran through
double
the
take
others?
opinion. I played a little bit of the first one,
Then it doesn't...
but I saw the end. Somebody played through the end for me. So
Right.
I know,
Keep going
the twist ending to it.
Oh,
Ooh,
come
yeah.
on. That was a good twist if you actually played through it.
No, I got it. It was good.
I get it.
Put the ring in the Mordor thing. Okay, gotcha.
Right, pulls up. Oh, no.
It was him all along. So, how long is this game?
6 to 10.
I think this one took me 9 hours, if I recall.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but
Yeah.
I think 9.
It's like surprisingly long. I mean, but not in really a bad way, because just when you think you're getting a little like tired or strung out, then it's like, oh, well, guess what the fuck just happened? And then you're like, oh, I gotta get playing. So,
So what is your experience with Bioshock?
like I said, I've played through all three.
All three.
Of them. I've beaten Bioshock, the first one, probably 3 times. Yes, 3 times. I've always been a good guy. I can't be a bad guy in that game.
So those kids.
Yeah, Mark. Give me it. Give me your Eve.
It takes a different. It's not like KOTOR where it's like a bunch of adults that you're fucking over. Like
Yeah,
when it's
it's
like
kids.
when it's kids, like oh.
It's harder to deal with, and that's surprising coming from you. I thought you just hate everything.
Oh yeah, I mean I can definitely turn that off, but I didn't really play through that.
Be cold heartless. Flash to a scene and you just like,
Yeah.
yeah, salvage her for
Do it.
Adam. Yeah, do it.
Do it. That's interesting. And you completed everything. You got the audio logs.
No, I did not get all the audio logs in this one. I think there's a couple other things to get to. But it's been a while since I played, but I have beaten the game. Beaten the game twice.
Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah,
It's definitely warrants a second playthrough.
it does.
But we'll get into that in a setting. The setting basically is the 1912 America.
Oh yeah, the good old days.
I
Before
know.
we all got corrupted by communism and freedom of speech.
Yeah, and women's voting.
Oh gosh.
You believe it? So
There should be a big satire thing up here before anyone just gets triggered.
Why?
Right up the. Why?
Yeah.
Because the internet is unforgiving.
oh.
And as
Aw.
much as we want to say everything we want,
You just can't.
you just can't.
We're gonna get Anita Sarkeesian.
We're gonna get sarked.
Is that a verb now?
You should put a stamp.
Yeah.
Sarked.
So this follows Booker DeWitt. He's sent to locate a girl in what you determine soon within. It's not really a spoiler because it happens like very soon.
What?
Would be a floating city.
Oh yeah, floating city.
Floats around. It's kind of the like not necessarily the opposite of Bioshock, but different than what Bioshock offers. Was city underwater.
It's like they came in the room. Hey guys, instead of in the water, we're in the sky. It's like sell it.
Yeah. We gotta be in the sky. See?
Yeah. I don't like that. See? So obviously it worked out. It definitely provided more room for gameplay elements, but one of the most interesting things about this game and its setting is just the way everything feels. And we'll get into that with the music, but a lot of it is really American themed.
If this game did one thing better than the best, better
than the best,
better than it did anything else, I would say it was the setting.
Really?
There was no point in time where I was like, this is just a generic first-person shooter. Like this has its signature all over it,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
I never walked into a room like, I'm in Korea.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Wasn't there a little Koreatown or Chinatown or something like
I
that?
believe there was, yes. Even in there, you're like, I'm in America.
Yeah. It was
That's
that
not
like
their language.
it was that old-fashioned patriotism on like 300%.
And it's in every Bioshock, but it really shows in Infinite. It's like, really, they are full of themselves American. Like,
Yeah.
let's get American everything.
And to people that have already played this game's strongest suit is probably the setting / the story. Everybody knows the twist ending of this game. We probably shouldn't spoil it here.
No, not yet. We're not
but
at that point.
it does have quite the twist to it at the end.
Yes.
So expect to be thrown a few curveballs.
I'm starting to feel like Bioshock's like M. Night Shyamalan. Where they
Like
have
a
to
good
have
M. Night
twist.
Shyamalan?
Yeah, but a proper M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, where they need to have a twist ending.
They need to, but it fits.
Did the second one have a twist ending?
Yes, it did.
I always heard that one wasn't very good.
It was not. I mean, it's like, yeah, it had a twist ending, I'm pretty sure. But if I remember correctly, it's like, I played that one only once because I just couldn't beat it again. I was like, okay,
well, plus it was basically the same setting.
It was basically the same game.
Right, yeah, okay.
So
what's the point?
Yeah, it felt like an expansion at the end of the game. I was just like, yeah, who cares?
So how does this game play?
Well, it plays like a first-person shooter. Couple websites are like, oh, it has RPG elements.
They
you
all
can argue that with everything.
Every game does now.
So, let's subtract from that. And pretty much you have these vigors, which are, like the plasmids and all that stuff in the other games. And for those, the uninitiated, they're like superpowers. So you get like the ability to charm people. You can, shoot crows at people.
Can I just say that I hated that system?
Really?
I did not like
the vigors
at all.
Oh, come on.
I thought that some of them added some nice effects. The only one I really used ever was the crows, just because it looked really cool. I have a thing for crows.
I like.
Do you know what a group of crows are called?
It's a murder, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Oh, is it a murder crow?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Oh, God.
But I didn't know if people knew that that's actually what a group of crows is called.
Yeah, it's like so fucking metal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, it's murder right there. But yeah, I think the one I used the most was probably the bullet stopping one, and I think there was a dash one. I forget. Towards the end of the game, you get them, and I was like, why would I use anything else? Because these give me armor back, or something.
Because the crows.
Yeah, because the crows.
Look at them throwing about.
Does it do anything differently from any other game?
It does the superhero power thingy, whatever, which I didn't like personally. Obviously, I already mentioned that. It does one thing that they do because it's in the sky is it has those little. The way you get around is those zip lines.
The skyline. Yeah.
And zipping around those has some beautiful effects to it.
Yeah.
It gives you a real sense of speed, which is cool.
And it's really, like, violent when you're using it, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is great. Yeah. You get on something and then you hook them into it and spin it. Yeah.
You like zip around, you feel like you whiplash.
Yeah. Arm comes out of the socket, hanging by the flesh. Yeah. Just like, I'll get there.
Like, fucker, you shouldn't do that. Kink. Oh, and by the way, it's basically a good portion of it is escort mission.
But in a good way.
Yeah, she doesn't get in your way, which I think everyone's kind of realizing that it makes games.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do escort missions, don't make them like a thing.
Make them a thing.
Make them basically just an image that follows you.
Yeah.
Don't make them something you have to look after because fuck AI.
Yeah, you see that with, like, in Last of Us with Ellie.
Yeah.
A lot of people got pissed off, but, with the fact that, like, she doesn't interact with the monsters until you do.
Yeah. But, if The Last of Us if she was like a physical character in that game.
That game would get like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I would have hated it. I wouldn't have beaten it. There's no way.
Yeah, because she does stupid shit.
Escort missions suck.
Holy shit, Joel! Holy shit, Ellie! Get the fuck back over here!
Just fuck me over again, Ellie.
Yeah, right? Way to go, Ellie! Bow and arrow! Yeah. But, I mean, in this game, she obviously complements the character as opposed to competes against him. Where you see her later on in the game, she can open up rifts and change, the layout and provide better avenues of approach for combat. But also, she's usually I don't know if she's picking it up off the ground or the computer's just like, oh, he's at ammo, give him something. But she'll come usually.
Give him some gun.
Yeah, give him some gun. She'll toss you a weapon to be like, hey, use this to keep your monkey ass alive. Because there will be times when you're in firefights and you need to use specific weapons, and it's like, ah, shit, where is it? Oh, here's some ammo! And then she's got you. Or health,
Yeah, everybody, speaking of her, everybody calls her, at the time, I don't know if this is still going on, but everyone was like, she is one of the best female characters I've seen in games. And I highly disagree.
She's cool, but I wouldn't say she's the best.
I didn't think she was that interesting, personally.
I did. When towards the end of the game, like in the beginning, you're just like
the way that she fits in the story and everything is kind of cool.
Yeah,
but I guess the question would be, as a female, was she that interesting? because you could say like you
Well,
could have made
subtract
her you could have made her a boy, right?
Yeah, subtract that. If she's just a character,
Yeah.
is she interesting? And I'd still say at the end,
yeah,
she's very interesting.
She gets there, but I definitely wouldn't put her as one of the most interesting. I might put her in a top 10.
She's more slowly developed. Booker is more like, he's kind of cool because he's this Pinkerton agent. And you're like, damn, he's gonna fuck shit up. And then it gets, towards the end of the game, you're like, holy shit, he would do some shit, or whatever. And then it's like, but he punches twice. He hits once, and it's at the end.
Yeah.
So it's different. There's other characters too. Comstock is pretty interesting, as being completely biased and all about like. Well, was he all about American? Well, you'll have to play to figure it out.
One thing, and I usually play on easy difficulties.
Oh God.
So I'm not very good at video games.
Oh God.
I mean, whatever you got to do to have fun.
I guess.
But the game had some interesting AI that I'm not really sure they were all that intelligent. They were okay at times, but I don't know. I felt that some of the firefights were a little bit weird, and a lot of reused environments because you kind of had to backtrack a lot.
Yes, you did. But I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing.
I kind of did. I'll get into that a little bit later, but I wasn't a huge fan of going to the same spot over and over again.
Well, I mean, if you ever want to play a game and really understand if the AI sucks, you play through it normal, like how you normally do it, and then play through it on the hardest difficulty. If it's the AI fucking up and not you, that's where you know. And you have to have that mind. You have to be able to know, oh, it wasn't me that did that. Oh, I missed the sniper shot. Fuck the AI. No, it's like, that dude should be dead. Why is he running over here, standing over me, shooting me,
Yeah.
As far as visuals go, how did you feel about it?
Alright, this is gonna get into a weird territory. I have a constant... I think there's two ways that you can look at graphics. And they can both be good, one can be good, one can be bad, they can both be bad. I think graphics should be rated on graphical power and graphical style. I don't think this game was high on graphical power, personally, but I think it was very high on style, which benefits it.
Well, I mean, elaborate. So you mean style as far as...
So graphical power would be pixels, basically.
Well, yeah, I know
like
that.
Intensity, like how strong is it?
Yeah, like the Crytek engine. Yeah!
And I think a good one for that would be Last of Us. Last of Us nails, for very
PS3,
high quality. Mm-hmm. And then style, I think of immediately would be Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. So, not necessarily the strongest game graphically, like in terms of power, but if you look at it from a pure style perspective, what they did with it, the artistic direction, it's fantastic and still lives up today.
Yeah.
So, where does it range? I don't think it was necessarily the strongest graphically, but I will say that the style they went with, which was kind of like a softer palette and semi-cartoony.
Oh, well, I mean, that shows in the animation.
Right, right.
Like, Elizabeth would be like, hey!
Yeah.
Like a Disney character.
Yeah, it almost felt like a Disney movie at times. Which,
and then you rip someone's head
and
off
I think
with a skyhook.
And I think it contributed to the feel of it, which was going for kind of a cartoony, like, super Americanized, like, at the time, that time
like
frame
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, exactly. It's going for that, and I think it achieved that with the art style. So, overall, I would say the graphics were a huge plus.
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree with you. It's not always graphical power that makes a game look good. It's how much work you put into it.
It's not necessarily that this game was a slouch there.
Yeah.
It was still good graphics.
Yeah, it's still... you're not like... I gotta say, if they upgraded the graphics,
It's just not... I wouldn't say it's the strongest.
It's not the strongest point. But as far as, winning accolades for best looking game, they were probably looking more towards the artistic direction of the game.
Yeah.
So.
Which is really where you should get the points.
Exactly.
Because in the future, when you look back at this game, it's gonna look good.
It's still gonna look good, yeah. Because you're gonna be like, it was ahead of its time. It set the trend for 2030. Whatever. But as far as the frame rate goes, it's locked at 30. I've seen a couple of videos of people talking about unlocking it, taking out VSync, and it's like just tears left and right apparently.
Really?
Sorry.
Hey, that would make sense because there's rifts in that game. It was just tearing rifts into.
Oh!
That was another thing.
Chicka chicka.
And that was another thing I didn't really like about this game was that you had to constantly tear into other dimensions, which it kind of makes more sense later on in the
it makes more sense from the
but from a gameplay standpoint, I thought it was kind of stupid.
I thought it was cool. I was like, oh, ammo? Sure.
Right.
Lock it up.
In another world, there was a turret there, so why don't you go ahead and use that?
Well, see, the most important thing about games, and not every game does it, is you combine the narrative with the gameplay. The gameplay has to complement the narrative.
Right.
To make a really good, solid game. So, like in, going back to Last of Us, yeah, we got hard-ons for Last of Us, sue us. The whole point is you're supposed to show how visceral he is when he takes someone down. It's supposed to be violent, unrefined, because that's how it is, and it fits. Whereas in this game, you're opening up these rifts because it has to do with the narrative later, but still, just
yeah, I just didn't care for the gameplay element to it, and it seemed kind of tacked on to me. To be like, oh, by the way, there's a turret there if you want.
Well, yeah, or there's a skyhook spot.
Which is kind of, I get it. It's kind of cool, but I don't know.
You could be like, Elizabeth, open it up. Hop up to the top. Elizabeth, turret.
Yeah.
The only gripe I have is, I get it from the gameplay standpoint, but man, you shouldn't be able to see him that well. The different riffs.
Yeah.
She should have a hard time singing.
Yeah, it should be like an effort.
Yeah, be like, over there's nothing. You're
yeah,
fine.
How cool would it have been if it was every instance there was like a riddle for like what there was. Like
You're just a puzzle game.
because imagine this, instead of it just physically being there, like already there, like, oh, there must be a turret there because I see it because it's right there. Imagine instead of that, she was like, I think that on top of a ledge near a tree, there's supposed to be a turret in another world.
Or she's like the Riddler.
Yeah.
Where were you? No, the cat, that fat cat. It's like, where'd you stay? Away from the enemy.
But imagine that, dude. She says, like, there's got to be that somewhere. And so in the middle of the firefight, you're like, oh, shit, like, right there. That's what she was talking about.
Yeah, there's probably...
You run to it, and then, like, as you run to it, it appears.
Yeah. I could see it, but she'd probably get fucking annoying quick.
You think so?
If she's talking in every room you go into? Because how many areas have rifts? There's 10 areas.
God, when freaking girls talk.
God.
Bothers me.
We're canceled. As far as music, there's one thing that I did recently. I didn't actually look at the music back then, like when I was playing through the game. I just thought, I was like, wow, this really fits.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And then I'm like, hey, I know that song. I actually looked.
Didn't they play like an actual current song at one point?
Yeah, they did. But it goes with the story.
Right. Which is hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah, I was like...
That put a huge smile on my face.
No way.
Yeah.
But what's cool about the game was, it was composed by his name Gary Skyman. We're gonna go off of that, and pretty much
Gary Shy Guy.
He'd worked on a lot of games before, so a lot of games, including the original Bioshock series. What? Hey, sexy.
Producer Eric's giving us the eye.
So, he worked on a lot of games previously, and one of the interesting things was they also used licensed music for this, which is where I was a little bit confused, because when we were actually writing up the review for it, a lot of the music is in the 1920s and 1930s and 1940s, and so on and so forth, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So, come to find out, I looked it up, and the reason why is because the music from the 1912s, according to Ken Levine, was hard to listen to. Like, it's just like, oops, even from
so it's not actually from 1912, the music that's in this game.
Yeah, it's in 1920s. Like, some songs you might even know. Like, we can play it after we're done with this, and you'll see, like, a lot of the music, you're looking at 1960s as well.
Oh, wow.
But there is a little bit of there's time travel that's actually added into the story, which, spoiler alert, and it would have been interesting if they actually played that into it. Like, there's a little bit of subtle time travel going on. Yeah. But, regardless, it's forgivable if you consider the era that they're pulling the music from.
Yeah. So,
as far as sound goes, was there anything memorable for the sound?
That bitch kept talking.
Oh, God. Is that it? God!
No, there was a lot of dialogue, a lot of voice work, which is good. It was quality, what do you call it? Voiceover.
Yeah, good quality Troy Baker. And Courtney Dappner, apparently. Both of them were very good.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job with the voice acting. The gunshots were gunshots. Everything.
Gunshots were gunshots.
The music I liked, like you said, it was good. It tied in well.
Yeah.
The thing about sound's one of those things that I think I mentioned it before, that if you notice it, it's probably not very good.
I thought it was if you don't notice it.
No. It's, and in my opinion,
Well, I feel the opposite.
in my opinion, it's something where it's supposed to just kind of take you through it, and so a gunshot's supposed to sound like a gun. If it didn't sound like a gun,
bang!
yeah, it's just bang, pew pew pew. If that's what it sounded like, I would take me out of the experience, and I'd be like, okay, this is bad.
Shit,
but
gun.
for me, when I'm playing it and the gun sounds like a gun, I'm like, okay, I don't think about it. I'm like, that's what a gun sounds like. Great. So that's it. So for me, sound design itself is supposed to be unnoticeable.
Yeah.
In its perfection.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I feel like especially more so music, but with sound, like if you hear that really good sound, it's like, oh, that was cool. You know, like it's not even like when it first happened. It's like like when I was playing the Final Fantasy 15 demo. I didn't really notice all the sounds until like right before we started streaming, and I was like, wow, it's amazing. I'm like, that sounds great. You know? So that's just, I don't know. Mine is, oh god, those are tiny.
So what are the pros and cons of this game?
Well, as far as pros go, I definitely have to say that it's fast paced, it's really in your face, especially if you take advantage of the skyhook. Like you're flying everywhere and you're like, ah! Like with weapons that should be one-handed. Hey, we're not talking about that, right? How did you reload? Oh, who cares? Right? It has an interesting story that motivates you. If not by Elizabeth, by Booker.
I disagree on that.
Why?
But I'll get into that later. But I personally was...
We're at the end. Just get into it now.
I personally was motivated because I knew that it had a twist ending. So that's what motivated me. Honestly,
someone told you? You've been
you
were spoiled?
Soiled? No, they told me that there was a twist ending.
You were deflowered?
they told me there was a twist ending. They didn't say what it was, but I already knew. I already knew there was one because it's a freaking Bioshock game.
Oh, come on. Now we know, but that was the third one.
I played this game when it was free on the PlayStation Network.
Alright.
But anyway, I knew there was a special ending, so I wanted to play through it.
Tell me who that person is.
It was the internet.
It was the internet?
Yeah.
Grrr.
Cursed internet.
Darn you.
It had the lifelike characters, right?
Yeah, no, they were very fun to be around. It's like when you know a character's interesting when you care about what they say and when they say it. So you're like, oh, I hope there's dialogue here. You know, you walk into a room or whatever. Yeah. And then, you know, obviously thanks to this late review, it's probably very cheap. I don't know if it's still free. I doubt it's still free on PSN. That was a limited time thing, but yeah. It's probably like $5 or something like that, which is great if you want to include the DLC, which brings us to some of our cons. The game by itself is just that single player experience. You're not getting the multiplayer because there isn't any. If I remember correctly, there's a horde mode and there is the Burial at Sea DLC, which kind of tacks on a little bit more story. But at the same time, me personally, I don't like tacked on story when it's an alternate realm. I like sticking with the characters I went through with, you know. So, but I have not played Burial at Sea. I know how it ends, and if I say any more, I'm probably gonna spoil it. So,
some people it says the story may be hard to follow. I am one of those people. I'm bad at stories. If you get too convoluted or crazy, which unfortunately most JRPGs, especially PlayStation 1 era, did that, I tend to just get numb towards the end of it.
Yeah, right.
Which I think
you just went back in time and switched bodies with the tiger.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
I think generally most convoluted stories are not very good, and that's just my opinion.
Because there's an art to it.
Yeah, there's an art to it, but I think it constantly goes under the assumption that, in my head, it's supposed to be like everything went just as planned, and just everything, there was a big plan here, and everything just happened to follow a specific thing.
Well, I mean,
and I get the impression that the person that wrote it thinks it's a better story usually than what it really is.
Yeah.
And or it's like, wouldn't it be brilliant if this happened, and it's like, yeah, but what's the theme? Like, why?
But why?
Why does this matter? Like, why is this effective? And usually there's not a good reason. I will say that in this game, there's probably an interesting idea there. I didn't quite pick up on all the nuances though.
Oh, dude, I went through. I read everything.
But that's why it would warrant a second playthrough.
Yeah, especially when you beat it and you realize everything, they suddenly drop stuff in there that you have to play a second time to understand, and you'd be like, motherfuckers.
But when I play this game, I think of a movie. And you know what movie that is? Probably not, because I haven't told you.
Basketball.
I mean, yes, because why not?
Grandma's house.
But I think of the movie The Usual Suspects.
Grandma's one.
Did you ever see The Usual Suspects?
I didn't watch it, but yeah. God, get over here, motherfucker!
Yeah. So in that movie, it's got an amazing twist ending. Probably one of the best twist endings in
Don't
cinema.
spoil it. It's only come out 3 years ago.
It came out many, many years ago.
Only 3 years ago.
I think the limit is done.
3 years ago!
Either way, it had one of the best twist endings
Kevin
ever.
Spacey was in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago, man.
And I always think of just
He's
how...
a new star.
I always thought of how amazing that twist ending was. But if you actually go back and watch the movie, in my opinion at least, it's not very good. The movie itself is like a lot of things happen. It's kind of boring. I was watching it with my girlfriend and we both kind of just fell asleep. But I was like, I swear the ending's really good. You just gotta stay up for it. But when you get to the ending, it's fantastic. But this kind of felt like that to me. Because I would say the first third is really good because it introduces the world, which is fantastic. The second third was super weak for me. It was like a lot of just go back and forth, go here, go there, and I was kind of...
Are you talking about Bioshock then?
Bioshock Infinite, yeah.
Okay, you threw me off, dog.
So yeah.
So you mean like during the Rebel part?
Yeah, during all that stuff,
and
I was like...
Rift opening.
I kind of don't know what's going on here, and I kind of don't really care, but I know that the ending is going to be awesome. Because it's freaking Bioshock, so they're going to throw some weird twist at me.
Yeah.
And so I kind of slogged through it, and I didn't really understand anything that was going on.
Well,
but then, once that last third kicked in, it actually kind of took some horror elements to it, and ran with it.
Oh yeah, definitely the way the people looked.
It got a lot better. So if you're not really sure, just play it for the end. Just get through it because it is worth it.
Try and pay attention. God, it's like class. Just try and pay attention.
So that's my take on it.
Yeah. And you also might have to play previous installments, but I would annotate that you probably have to play Bioshock 1.
Yeah.
Don't play Bioshock 2. They could have done better.
So would you recommend it?
Yes, absolutely.
I would too.
It's one of those games that you play. I refer to these games as Saturday morning games. You wake up in the morning, you're like, fuck it, I ain't got nothing to do today. You play some Bioshock. You play all day. You make a day out of it. That's fun to me. Like, you know, Guacamelee, I did it with Deus Ex. I didn't beat it one Saturday, but I did it with Deus Ex. You know, games like that where you just wake up, or a Castlevania game, holy shit, this is the best. You just wake up and you play through a game, and you have fun. You got the light beaming through. This is as close to outside as you're getting, you know? And you play the game and, you know, go to town, and hopefully you beat it in a day. It's like, yeah, you're looking at, I say 6 to 10, but I mean 6 for the speedrunners. 10 for the fact that, you know, people are going to stop and want to look at everything, you know, and whatnot. But you're going to want to play this game if you're interested in a solid FPS that's not going to behave like other FPSs and is going to give you a story that you're going to remember.
I agree. I thought it was good. I'm not a huge fan of the series.
Yeah.
I never liked the power-up part of it. I just doesn't do it for me, but that's opinion.
Doesn't do it for you? Doesn't turn you on?
Doesn't
get you
turn
on?
me on. Doesn't suck my dick, you know?
Okay. Well, if you're a fan of this series, this is definitely one, I don't know why you haven't played it.
But it should be noted, too, this game kind of brought the whole thing down.
Man.
Didn't they...
Oh, yeah,
as far as...
yeah, Ken Levine has left Irrational Games and is working on his own project.
And they were kind of disappointed, I think, with the sales of it, from what I understand. They're just like...
I think it sold good, but it was like too late.
Oh, did
for
it?
it to sell.
Like it took too much time to make
yeah,
or something like that?
I mean, that's like every Metal Gear. I'm coming to find out, except for Metal Gear 2. Yeah. But Metal Gear 2 is more of a launch title anyway, so... Whatever, regardless, if this video has inspired you to check out this game, be sure to leave a like.
Comment.
Subscribe.
Check us out on This Is the Itch on Twitch.
We do new videos every week!
Thanks for watching.
Bye.